Welcome everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, today is not a project. I'm going to do a wee demonstration on fixing a hoverboard that is broke completely in two, as you can see in the background there, on the bench. So, as I say, it's not a project, it's just a wee demonstration of fixing a hoverboard. So what I'm going to do here is I have the MIG welder set up for aluminium. So I have a TIG bottle connected up. Have my TIG welder and use the MIG because it doesn't require no serious heat or penetration. It's only wee thin aluminium I'm working with here, 3mm thick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack it together first, and then I'm going to brace it in places, and hopefully it holds together. So I should also mention this board is stripped, as can be seen here. I should have probably took a picture of it before I took it apart, or a video of it, but that's just the way it worked out, so we're going to just have to deal with it now. So we're going to start working on it here now, welding it together and see how it goes. Okay, so as most people know already, I don't like bringing my camera out when I'm doing work. But this is not so much a project, but still I like keeping the camera away from the welders and stuff because it's quite expensive. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to show you removing the broken part. Removing the sour clip, like so. So this side, left hand side, is okay. For the left foot, this is the right side, the part is broke off. So basically what I'm going to do here is I am going to place this back into position and weld it up, but as you can see you don't have much to work with here, and it also has to be strong for somebody of a heavy weight, and also we don't want to be blocking these holes up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plate it after I tack it together here. But first of all I'm going to tack it together, and then I'm going to make a plate, and then I'm going to demonstrate welding the plate in to position. You can buy these frames for £35, but I just decided to fix it for the crack, you know. So you can see here that there's a bit missing. I don't know where that is. So I got this hoverboard given to me by a neighbour. When it's fixed, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Might give it away to the first person who calls my door and asks for it, the first child. So here we go. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to set the piece in as best as possible, back to the same state that it originally was in. So I think that'll do, and then we'll just work with it in a wee minute. So we're going to put a tack on it. Once we have a tack on it, I'm going to cut this groove out, this crack part, and so in order for the weld to penetrate more and burn into it, rather than just putting the weld over the top of it. So here we go. Hopefully this works, because I haven't used the aluminium welder and MIG welder in a long time. Actually, I'm going to move the camera back to do this because I don't want to destroy it. I'll keep it back this far and I'll try and block it a wee bit. So we've got a wee tack on it there. What I'm putting the tack on it for is just to support it until I cut the track, because I'm going to track it now. I'm going to turn the welder up actually a wee bit. But first things first, we have to make sure this is in position. It looks okay, you know, so we're going to put a tack at this side now. With the earth clamp on, away we go. Maybe it can be pulled down a wee bit. Down there flush, yeah, that looks good there. So if I hold it down my hand here. Just a wee tack. Hopefully I'm getting that there. So, let me see if I get this in. So that is attacked in two places at the minute, the broken part. Remove this earth clamp. It's not really bright today, there's no sun, the weather's quite terrible. So there we go, it's tacked with the MIG. I'm going to put a tack on this side now. I'm going to track it, then plate it. And remembering I can't block these two holes. They're required for the wires and the cables going to these sensors and the motor and passing over to the battery. So away we go now again. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to track this. Track this, 2 positions to allow the weld to burn in. Not only that, so it's just not a big blob of weld sitting on the outside of it. As you can see there, the weld's sitting nice and flush with the outside. We tack. And again this side, making it really straighten. Somebody's busy texting me or emailing me. So again we have a nice wee tack on it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to track it. Track it round this side, round with the crack right round. So I can put a nice weld in it, and then I have to flatten it and put a plate on it. So to do this I'm going to turn the camera off and take a picture maybe. Or I could just go ahead. Don't want to destroy the camera. Aluminium will go all over the camera, so I'm going to turn it off. Okay everyone, so what I have done here is I have gouged a V right round the broken crack. There's 2 tacks. The first tack that I put on is removed to allow for a nice weld. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat it up a little before I weld it with the MIG. As the MIG tends to require a bit of heat before you start welding, TIG sort of heats the steel up first. So as you can see I have everything V'd and grind it back. I have to add a few plates in, but now I'm going to weld this. But first of all I'm going to weld it here at this point. To make sure it doesn't pull when I'm welding the back end. I'm going to put a tack on the inside and then we're going to weld her up. So what I have done is use this Dremel with a carbide burr, 3mm carbide burr to gouge that out. So hopefully I post the plan here. So as I say, give it a little heat first. This helps the welding process, you know, with the MIG. The welds penetrate in the actual aluminium itself. There's clamp on. But any heat at all helps. So you can see a nice strong weld there, a nice tack on her. Get the camera a wee bit closer. As I say, I'm scared of damaging this camera because it's only for my projects. So the heat's in it, but I'm going to go around the other side now. I'll try and get a good weld on in here. But first things first. Heat it up, heat it up. Hold on. Awkward, so this don't even wreck anything. Okay. Again, heat her up. The more heat, the stronger the weld, as the aluminium weld penetrates into it. Into the V that I have put with the carbide burr. You can see there's smoke coming off there now, the grease and the brass collar and inside. So what I'm going to do now, let's try and weld this some way. And hold it at the same time. Oh, sorry. So the brass busting's sort of fighting with it, the aluminium, but it's better than nothing. So there we can see we have a nice weld on the inside. Now moving on to the outside, so it's a bit much easier. But first things first, I'm going to weld these wee small bits here. If the camera's still on you. Again, the back side. You can see there it's really penetrating under it as it flows out. So now the heat's under it, so I'm going to put a good weld on the back side of it. The part that we require to be maximum strength is the weight. The force is, when you're standing on it, the force is subjected to this part here. But most of all, so, it's looking okay. It could be better, but it's only an old scooter, or whatever you want to call it, hoverboard. So I'm going to put a weld down the side now. It's fighting with the brass bushing on the side. Right. Oh. What's happening there? Again, not working this time. So the aluminium got stuck in the top there, so away we go again. Down the side here. And down the back side. It's hard to get in here. So I was going to plate this, but I might have to yet. Have to put a plate on here in this bit. Might double open this weld the back, you know, instead of putting a plate on it. Give it a wee grind back and go over it again. Because of the brass bush, just a wee bit fighting there. So go again. Turn the camera off for a bit of grind in here. Okay everyone, so I have dressed this up here and cleaned it all up. I'm ready for final weld over top of this. Might put a wee branch from here to support this. Depending on the covers. No, I can't because this is the top. So I can't put a wee brace on here because there's a cover over the top of it. So what I'm going to do now is I have this wee piece of aluminium here cut out of this bit of aluminium sheet. It is 2mm. It's all required really. It's just to allow the weld to build up on both sides. So what I have done here now is I'm going to see this broken part. I'm going to place this wee piece of aluminium in here. Preferable 3mm would be better, but it's more preferred. But what I'm going to do here is set this in somehow, like so, and put a tack on it. It doesn't need to be neat because at the end of the day the weld's going to burn into it, you know. The bigger the gap, the more weld fall into the gap. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to tack this into position as best as possible without destroying the camera. What do we see? What do we see? What do we see? Okay, so it's not going to work too well right there. I'm going to keep a wee gap on both sides. Keep a gap on both sides. So we're going to move the camera back a wee bit here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a wee tack on it. Just a wee tack to hold it until I position it right. Oh. So we can bring it up closer here. So you can see here now it's tacked down with a gap down both sides of it. So that part's missing, it'll actually fell out. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to square it up and weld her up solid. It doesn't even look that bad, you know. It's alright. You're not going to see it from my house, as they say. Make sure I don't mark the wheels. Okay, so away we go again, weld her up. Hopefully no aluminium goes near this camera, I'll cry. Oh. So we tack down the bottom there. Not the best screwdriver I have in the world there. Let me see. Okay, so what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to weld this side. Okay, so I have just bladdered that on there because the more heat the better. Okay, so it's built up there now. Okay everyone, so what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to weld the back end of this triangle piece that I set in. But first of all I have to heat it up and get the heat onto it before I start blabbing weld onto it, because it won't penetrate in, you know. Let's see if I clean this. So I'm going to weld here now, but I have to heat it up again. So here we go. Get the welder ready. A little bit of heat. Little bit of heat. You want a little heat. So basically we're doing the same thing as we done at the start. Putting heat onto the material itself. Just to point out, this welding inside needs completely round the back flush with the Dremel. And the problem with using the Dremel and the carbide board is the aluminium sticks into the teeth and makes it quite difficult. So have to interchange or clean them using a bit of stainless or something. So we'll heat this well up now and put a final weld on it. This is crucial, this part, as this is where the much force is applied in this area at the bottom here, these 2 points, when you stand on them. It's well heated up there now, so away we go again. Trying to get this into the view of the camera without destroying the camera, so here we go. The air front's not on, okay. So you can see there, that's well burned on, isn't it, this time? So, bringing her closer to the camera there, we can see, we're bringing out the daylight there. Oh jeepers, it's really warm now. So it's raining here, so. You can see there now, she's rightly welded up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this into the house. Or bring the cover out and make sure that the cover goes on the side. If I put one more weld here to strengthen it, I don't need to plate it now. It'll be grand. It's stronger now than it ever was, I'd say. Okay everyone, so what I've done here is I've got the cover and I've set the cover on to make sure that it wasn't in the way of the weld in there. As you can see, is it a wee LED? It's not in the way. If I was to put one final weld on the outside of it, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to heat it up again and put one good weld here, trying to keep it away from this edge, put more on this Bosch fitment. So again, heat her up. Heat her up till the smoke comes out of it. Should be enough. Should be enough. Right, where we go. Watch the camera. Just put a wee bit on the sides there to strengthen her. One last thing now when it cools down is to make sure the cover goes on flush. With this, the wee plastic wee extrudes sits on these holes. Where's the cover? Do we see? So the sharp edge of this cover sits to this edge. You can see the welds a wee bit proud, so we'll grind it back with a grinder, and then that's it, finished. Give it a wee grind on the inside for the pin that links the other side. Where did it go now? Over here. So give the inside of this a wee grind, so the weld's not on the way of the Surrey clip here at this point, and that's it. Okay, so these pictures demonstrate me grinding the aluminium back with aluminium oxide wheels. This is the welding complete on the outside of the frame. I have this fully welded now, and I have it built back together. However, I'm going to double up on this weld on the inside, as there's plenty of room. I thought I was going to have to grind off the weld that I put on, but the Surrey clip went on no problem. And so basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to heat this up with a blowtorch again to allow the weld to penetrate deep into the aluminium, the alloy itself. And from there I'm going to take a Dremel in the house in case I need to remove any bits of aluminium around here for the cables to go through. Not in the house, but you know, out the front of the house, away from the garage. I'm going to build it later on tonight. Hopefully I don't break my neck when I get on it. So, just to show you this side, so this is the side you stand on, that's covered with covers. So, what I have done here, as you can see the weld I have put on there with the MIG. You see the track that I have with the grinder. I could put my finger on it, but I'm holding this up in the daylight here. So that allows the cover to fit on nice and neat with the two welds down the side and the inside of the holes there. As such. So what are we doing now? We're going to weld this one final weld. Put the camera on the stand. But you have to make sure here to put the heat on it again. So away we go. We'll put the heat on it again. Not burn these wires. So basically what I'm going to do is just going to put a blob on top of it and sort of work onto these edges, these strengthening edges here. Took a lot of heat to me because I'm working on a piece that's being very dense. We'll see if we get these wires tucked up here somewhere first. Look at these wires tucked into like up on the under. Hopefully the heat doesn't travel up there. Okay. Obviously when I'm welding I want to keep away from the solar cup because it's steel. And also the pin, budging pin, whatever you want to call it. You want to fill an aluminium weld on it. So I think that's enough heat, I hope. When I start welding anyway the heat will be penetrated into it, so here we go. As you can see there, it's taking a nice shape, so it's tricky to keep away from the pan though. There. It's well burned in there now. Look at that thing, isn't that beautiful? Hopefully I got that there. So the more heat the nearer the welds, you can see it's nice and free. That there is literally over 100 degrees temperature there now, it's roasting. Make sure to burn the wires. So bring it up closer to the camera here. I'll take it outside actually, now that it's finished. So there we go. Hoverboard fixed. I'm not going to stand it on it at the minute right now if it cools down. Take this camera off the stand here. So we have it welded. Right round, inside, outside, V'd. Shouldn't break again, like it's really... If you imagine there's a 1/2 inch weld there. Before there was only 3mm. 3mm, obviously that's forged. It's, you know, it's what do you call it? I forget now. Casting. So that's a casting. So I have about a 1/2 inch weld right through there, V. And that's it, finished. Okay everyone, going to build this back together now after obviously it's fixed. So first of all, before we go any further, we're going to hoover it all out, make sure we get all the filings out. Obviously we need a hoover this end too. This is the end you stand on. There you can see there the filings lying about it, so we're going to turn this hoover on here. Not so much filings, but the aluminium. Quick grindings around the weld. We have the hot glue gun ready for the connections. The glue them back into position. You have the cable ties ready. You have the cable ties ready, you have the hot glue gun ready here. Small cable ties, 100mm long, not very thick. We have the battery, everything ready, we have the gyro board ready, we have the control board ready, and we have the covers ready, and the platforms you stand on. So that's it, we're going to start here now. The glue's all over the floor. So, away they rock. Okay everyone, so I had to redo the cables at this side. I had to just lift the battery bracket off and put the cables below it. It's been a while since I stripped this machine, this unit, but I figured it out there that the cables need to go below the bracket, top of the battery, in the pockets that are designed for the cables to sit in nice and tight. My mistake. But moving on anyway, that's why I caught on right fast right enough there in the video. As you can see, this here, there was too much pressure against it for the cables. I haven't tried it yet since, but I know now it'll be okay. So what I realised, I've counted out the screws here, and I have noticed that there is 19 screws required, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 screws required, and I only have 8. Some of these are screw fed, and then the others like wood sort of thread. So these are machine bolts. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to split the difference for the meantime. I'm going to put half and half. Outside, so the two, or not the wood screws, the two screws that has the coarse threads goes into plastic. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put them onto the outside, because these two tabs is not right. The ones that were broke off. Well, somebody stood on it. I don't know, they must have jumped on it to break it. So that's it. Back together. We need to get more screws. Hopefully this works now. Let me break my neck. Right. What do you see? I'm going to turn it on for the first time ever. And you should see the battery light. I think the battery light goes green in it. Yeah. So this is charged. It's actually working now. As you can see. So if I maneuver this now with the gyro circuit. Oh. Oh, it's jumpy. I don't think it's meant to be doing that. Okay, so I'm going to stand on it. No, that's okay. See, them things is dangerous. They are dangerous. I'd kill myself on that. See if I can hold on to something here. Okay, so. Whoa! Wait, I'm not standing on that thing again. Okay, everyone, I nearly killed myself there. So, nearly knocked the camera stand down and everything. So, what I realised is these things need calibrated. I knew that, but I never even came to my head when I finished it there, building it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to level this thing up as rough as possible. To calibrate it, you have to have these two platforms playing with each other first of all, and you also have to have it level. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hold in the on button for 10 seconds. Ignore the beeps. So I'm going to turn it off and turn it on again. And all that jumpiness and jitteriness should be away, I hope. Or I'll end up on A&E. Okay, so it seems better already, even touching it. I'm going to move it back from the camera because I do not want to destroy the camera. So hold on, I'll lift the camera up a wee bit. So here we go. I'm going to turn the light on. So I'm going to put my hands up to the roof again in case I fall. I don't like these things at all, they're dangerous. Ooh. Okay, so you can see here now it's okay. I'll try and do a spin, right? Without falling. I'll try and do something here. Oh. Oh, scary. Okay. Oh, then I'll try and go the other way. Whoa! I'll try and go back. Try and go forward. Spin. I'm getting better at it, really. Like riding the bike. Whoa! They're really, really good, aren't they? Whoa! Imagine the camera's facing me really long. Okay, so I'm watching myself now. Upside down, hold on. There we go. Whoa, my light head. Whoa! Look at that. Okay. Okay everyone, I'm on this thing. I'm on a rough road. I'm going to try and move without dropping my camera. Let me see if I can pick up speed here. Oh my god, it's quite awkward. Yeah, where are we now? It's dangerous. I don't want to drop the camera. Whew. Scary. Okay everyone, I'm going to go again here. One more time. Maybe I go a wee bit faster this time, and I don't have the camera in my hand, so where do we see what happens here? Come on, come on, come on. Hopefully it doesn't go mad now and I get knocked out or so. Hey, we're gonna go again because that car just ruined things. Another one coming out. Okay, people, as I've mentioned already here, fixing this was not for myself, so if anybody knows of somebody that really sincere that would need this and struggles to afford equipment like this, I'm willing to give it to them. Anybody around my area, no problems with that, but they have to be genuine and they're not going to sell it and Gumtree or something. If they genuinely want it for their children, I have no ballers giving it to them. Brand new charger comes with it. Thank you for watching everybody. Bye bye.